How do you address climate change skeptics, not the extremists who deny it completely, but those scientists who say, you know, if it's it may be man-made, but there's nothing we can do about it, and we shouldn't be basing our economics on that?
Well, as I explained earlier, I try and broaden the dialogue. Because I think it's important to recognize not just some groups and organizations that walk into a room and start an argument and say, you're wrong and I'm right. What is the first thing that any person does when someone tells you that? Forget you, man. I'm right and you're wrong. We don't get anywhere like that. And I think one of the problems that we face is it's been such a contentious argument, as opposed to saying, okay, let's set some of these issues aside. Can we find common ground? I talked about security. Can anyone argue that investing in renewable energy, which the DoD is one of the Department of Defense is one of the biggest investors in renewable energy now, which I find interesting, that hawks and they'll slam renewable energy and yet claim to support our troops, claim to support the armed forces, and yet the armed forces want nothing more than to be off of these terrible addictions. It's finding common ground. It's thinking about health and security. And we need to be grown-ups and find places where we can agree and build trust. And then we can have mature, I hope, dialogue around some of the other issues that maybe we want to discuss and deal with. Because even if you take climate change off the map, our addiction to fossil fuels is unsustainable. It's killing us. It's killing our boys and girls in uniform. It's killing our children. It's killing our economy. Distorting our democracy. We're not going to get it off tomorrow. I'm not an extremist who says that, and I understand it's part of our economy and a lot of jobs that rely on it. I understand that. And I'm not saying that, but I'm saying we need to be thinking about a real and effective transition, and a transition largely driven by the market. And I believe that the firms and the oil companies and others, in some cases, can be part of the solution, and that they can also be part of that transition.